Thank you, Mike. Welcome to Connection. First, personal belief, I think the more successfully we transform to the cloud, the easier your Keynote is getting, while the more the release gets advanced and richer of capability, the more complex my section is getting. So, Mike, you're welcome. So, we have a lot of things planned for you. So I have a couple of colleagues, actually 4 colleagues that join main stage. I will talk about them a little bit later. We have, as I said, a lot packed here, so let's get this started. Our journey began 4 years ago. Our strategy was simple. Leverage InsuranceSuite 10 as a core, introduce an API-first approach surrounded by a cloud-native extension. Ultimately, leverage cloud transformation as a foundation for innovation. Our innovation was focused on 3 outcomes: secure, reliable, efficient platform, faster to adopt and implement, accelerate our pace moving from a 2-year release cadence to a 6-month pace, back to the easier connection every 2 years with feature. The growth in cloud adoption validates our approach. The numbers are growing in every single dimension, from 50 to more than 70 customers. Today, we more than double the total number of environments we manage, substantially increasing the deployment and the ski release upgrade that I'm going to talk in a second. Today, we're launching Flaine, our best release to date. This is our 6th release in less than 6 years. If you look closely, you will notice that we have done more releases in the last 3 years than the previous 10. Now, while 20% of you are on the cloud, we know many others are still running on-premise. We're committed, all of you, and we're allocating a big portion of our R&D investment to ensure an easy transition to Guidewire once you're ready, to Guidewire Cloud once you're ready. But if you're on-premise, you are on average between 4 to 12 years behind Flaine, and you are not able to innovate as others. Flaine is once again widening the gap with 57 new capability, 55 enhancements, and yes, some product fixes. To better position all those new features, we have defined 3 layers: platform, application, and content. And as usual, I would like to start with platform. As mentioned before, we had one goal: create the most secure, reliable, and efficient platform to run InsuranceSuite. While on the on-premise market, we need to support a complex availability matrix. For cloud, standardization is key. We wanted to build the best-in-class platform to run IS. Best cloud provider, best observability vendors, best application server, and so on. The list is pretty long. From there, we started to build automation. One click for a new insurance instance, one click to deploy, one click backup, and more. Now we are starting to call this phase everything as a self-service. Our efficiency ultimately should become yours. This will enable all of you to spend more time managing business rather than managing infrastructure. For this reason, with Flaine, many of the new capabilities are exactly self-service enabled. And today, we would like to show you a few, starting with customer-facing dashboard. Traditionally, all Guidewire customers created their own monitor infrastructure. In the last 3 years, we learned a lot running customer in production, and we distill all those learning into a set of standard dashboard to monitor performance system. Now we are ready to expose all those to you. To show you this in action, let me introduce Gal and Piotr from the DWC Peer Product Management. Gal, join me on stage. Welcome.
Oh, right. That, yeah. I got to talk. Sorry.
As you know, we are tech professional, not really kind of, actor and so on. So we kind of spent the last 2 weeks kind of jumping into this, where normally we do other things for a living. So you have to give us a little bit of slack. So go back to this.
Right, back to that. No, okay, all right. I'm glad to be here, first of all, thank you. It's a lot of rehearsal that went into this, as you can tell. And just to set some context, one of our main priorities in GWCP was to use best-in-class to address performance monitoring And about 2 years ago, we selected Datadog and natively integrated it into Insurance Suite.
Great, makes sense. But let's explain why this is beneficial to our customer by using our usual future state demo customer.
Right. So let's assume that I'm future state, and I want to extend Claim Center. Now in Guidewire Cloud Platform, future state can natively monitor the performance of Claim Center, leveraging our dashboards without having to assemble their own observability solution.
Let's take a look at this slide.
Right. So let's assume that I'm the future state dev manager, and I get an alert for bad response time in Claim Center. What do? So the first thing is I'm going to log into Guidewire Cloud Home.
And here, shouts to our department in Poland. The entire Guidewire Cloud console is developed by our team in Krakow. And Piotr here came all the way from Krakow to support us on the demo. So what do we do now?
So from here, I go to Guidewire Cloud Console. And then from Cloud Console, I go to Application Logs.
As you can see in a second, in this example, future state has Claim Center, Policy Center, Billing Center running, and therefore they will get 3 out-of-the-box dashboard, 1 for each center.
Right. But we're going to use the claims one since my alert was around FNOL.
The out-of-the-box dashboard monitor performance for all the so-called designated function.
That's right. Monitors designated function performance starting at the top with authentication. We can scroll down, we can see FNOL, and then all the way down to the bottom through a bunch more to see all the way down to search. We're going to use the FNOL one since that's where my alert was from. And we can see the spike that triggered the alert pretty clearly, right? It's right there.
How would you further investigate from here?
Well, so in my example, I can click and then choose related logs and then see more details.
Oh, yeah. I see the error message in red, failed to retrieve fraud details.
Right. And then we drill down even further on the message itself and see that the integration is timing out. And if only all troubleshooting was that easy, right?
What if this would have been a more complex one?
Right. So this was pretty straightforward. But for more complex troubleshooting, we're leveraging Datadog native capabilities and exposing a wide range of tools.
All GWCP customers get all those dashboards rolled out today?
Almost. We're rolling this out right now and providing customers with these dashboards, log access, and the ability to create their own monitoring tooling. Every single customer should have this in the next couple of months. That's right.
This is phenomenal. But now, let's assume we have a fix for this issue, and we want to deploy this into production. This typically will trigger many steps, promoting code across multiple stages, database backup, and ultimately deploy. Until today, this will have been a ticket for Guidewire Ops team. As of today, we're making this available as a self-service. Gal, back to you. Let me show you how this works.
Right. So we're going to go back into the console, and we're ready to promote my new build that includes the fix. But before we promote the code, let me point out something really subtle but very meaningful. Thank you, Piotr. For those of you who already are on Guidewire Cloud Platform, you know that GCC, Guidewire Cloud Console, is your interface for managing your implementation. As of today, that interface covers the whole life cycle, from non-prod to prod.
All right. First, we expanded the scope of Cloud Console into production. Now, let's take a look at the code promotion.
So yeah, now that I can manage across the stages, here I am promoting the code from non-prod to pre-prod. So there's the second key capability we're exposing today, self-service code promotion.
Great, but now in a real case scenario, to test this code effectively in pre-prod, you will need to have some production data, I guess.
Correct, and this is why we're exposing self-service backup and restore across all of these stages. And in fact, you can see Piotr triggering a backup from prod right now.
So skipping forward, upon restoring the database in pre-prod and completing our test, we will be ready for self-service prod deploy, right?
That's exactly right. We're gonna skip the testing here, like any great developer, and go directly to the prod deploy.
Right. So now we're looking at the deploy screen?
Yeah, and we're gonna hit selective deploy because we only want to deploy Claim Center.
This will trigger downtime?
No, this is a relatively small fix, so I'm going to use our blue-green deploy option to deploy it with essentially 0 downtime.
Or we have the full take down the server option for more complex changes.
Right. And with that, our FNOL problem is fixed, and it's tracked right in deployment history.
This is us giving our customer access to all the tool and processes we built to manage Guidewire cloud implementation efficiently.
Yeah, although, just a note, so most of our internal teams prefer to use either a CLI or an orchestration framework rather than a graphical user interface, which is exactly why we're exposing all this functionality via APIs.
And again, are all this capability becoming available today?
Yep, early access has already started. In fact, we literally had the first successful customer self-service production deploy last night. So
yeah, and
did not schedule that. That guy over there deserves a lot of the credit.
And this is why Gal missed the rehearsal.
It's true. It's true.
Now that we have a self-service deploy into production in the perfect time, let's talk about upgrade. Traditional upgrade takes many manual steps. It takes up to 8 months, merging Guidewire layer with customer layer. With Aspen, we introduced a clear API boundary and a separation between the customer layer and the Guidewire layer. With Dobson, we introduced non-breaking changes, or NBC. We don't deprecate any API anymore, and we maintain backward compatibility. With Flaine, upgrades becomes update. With the introduction of Snowcat, we have automated the code merge. Snowcat is an internal name. The marketing team was not exactly thrilled that I was sharing this name, but I think it's the perfect name, so let me explain why. Snowcat ensures continuous testing and release validation. Customer wants to be safe. Imagine skiing behind the Snowcat, ensuring a consistent, smooth path in front of you. Since Dobson, we have enabled Snowcat across all our customers. We have pre-validated the Flaine release against 21 customers. We have validated more than 18,000 commits, and we prevented around 500 breaking change to date. Launching now, we are enabling every customer to update to every release. What used to take 8 months, now is taking less than a week. So now, to explain how we made all this possible, I would like to invite Ben, one of our engineering leaders, to join me on stage. Ben? Welcome.
Hi, Diego. I'm excited to be here today. Today marks the culmination of 3 years of effort, and we're going to show you the new InsuranceSuite update experience.
This, as Mike mentioned, is going to be a little bit technical for everyone in the audience, especially if you are not used and familiar with code repository. If you don't understand what's happening, ask your engineer, or ask Ben later.
I'm happy to help, and that's why I'm here. So let's get started. Let's pretend that we're a future state InsuranceSuite developer. We want to update to the latest version of ClaimCenter. What we're going to do is we're going to start with the ClaimCenter configuration. As part of the new InsuranceSuite update process, you're going to find 2 branches in your repository that are delivered by Guidewire. They're going to be called Guidewire Releases and Guidewire Update.
Guidewire Releases is the out-of-the-box product release. This has been automated since Dobson. You might recall last year Keynote.
The Guidewire Update branch is new, and it's better than that. This is where we've done a lot of the magic behind updates and how we're changing how we deliver software to you. This branch contains the InsuranceSuite Flaine release. It's with your configuration, pre-installed, pre-validated, and ready to deploy.
And this is why we're saying today upgrades have become updates.
Exactly. To adopt the Flaine release, all you need to do is create a pull request. This incorporates the code from the Guidewire Update branch and will initiate the process that ultimately deploys your application into production.
This looks almost too easy.
That's by design. As part of creating this new update experience, instead of asking you, the customer, to do a lot of the update work after our release, we have continuously validated the update in every change that we've made during development. We've shifted the work from you to us.
How do we actually ensure this will work?
To better answer that question, let's look at this dashboard that we use internally within engineering to continuously validate and monitor updates.
So now this is what we call Snowcat.
Exactly. And so when a Guidewire developer makes a change to an InsuranceSuite application, we instantiate a process that ensures that every customer implementation continues to compile, build, deploy, and run.
This includes automating testing that cover both technical and functional correctness.
We've built a significant amount of validation to date, and we continue to add more.
As you see here, we are validating Cortina to Flaine, Dobson to Flaine, and Elysian to Flaine. All those validations are now part of our release criteria.
That's right. Not all of you are on the current latest ski resort release. And so what we've done is we've maintained backwards compatibility testing to ensure that we can get each review automatically updated to the latest.
This is a great step forward to enable all our cloud customers to ultimately run on our latest release. New features are great, but we believe updates are even better. When is this available?
To the 21 customers who are already in production, we will be delivering InsuranceSuite Flaine to your repository within the next 2 weeks, and all of our other customers will be shortly to follow.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Now, to support the complete product lifecycle on top of InsuranceSuite, across the last few years, we launched multiple components to enable a continuous flow from APD all the way to production. Last year, we showed you a vision of the Jutro digital platform enabling design, build, and deploy. Today, we close the gap. The vision becomes reality. And we would like to show you all this live. To do that, I would like to ask Sid and Connie, member of our platform and application product management team, to help me. So Sid, come on stage and help me out. Welcome.
Thanks, Diego. I'm really excited to show you the full platform in action.
Starting with Guidewire Home, where all our demos started today, let's jump into the Jutro App Admin.
Jutro App Admin is the one-stop shop to create and manage your digital experiences. I'm going to create a new Jutro app. We are role-playing as Future State Insurance, who are launching a direct-to-consumer quote app for personal auto.
The first choice you see here is between micro frontend and standalone app. Micro frontend allows you to embed the same app in multiple websites.
Here, I'm selecting the personal auto quote template, which contains the components, business patterns, and floor plans to build this experience, all thanks to the Jutro design system.
Jutro platform has a DNA of reusability and modularity. Micro frontend and app template enable those principles.
So once we've hit create, what's happening behind the scenes is we are creating the infrastructure on GWCP to build, deploy, and operate this application. This includes the CI/CD pipelines to test and promote all the way to production, just like Gol showed us earlier.
It's great. This is really great. And we're demoing this live. So this could take between 60 to 90 seconds. We will see if it complete. Otherwise, we have a pre-baked. So in the meantime, why you don't tell us how do we get here?
So Future State started building their product by going into Marketplace and grabbing the Go personal auto product. They then brought this product into Advanced Product Designer. APD is the cloud-native application allowing you to design and update product models.
So here, we're using what I introduced before. We're using the API. We're using cloud-native extension. But furthermore, the externalization of the product model as being a critical stepping stone for the Guidewire cloud transformation.
The product model includes the coverages, terms, risks, and rules, which builds the application data models, generates the APIs, and enables digital experiences.
Customer can start with the Go product or can start directly designing in APD.
It's shaved off months in implementation time.
So looking at Trig 1, looks like the Jutro application, the build-up is not completely complete. So let's switch to the pre-bake app.
All right, so Connie's bringing up the quote application. This application is right from the personal auto template that we selected. It contains the...
Yeah, so I was checking if it was complete in the meantime. I'm sorry. So this contains all the pages. Styling and the layout is provided it is provided in the template that we previously selected.
Yeah, similar to Go products, it's in the template, so it's like a jump start. You can modify and enrich every aspect of this app with Jutro.
So what about the insurance product?
It's actually metadata coming from the APD app.
And let's not forget, this is natively wired on top of Policy Center.
Yeah, it's pre-baked in the template via auto-generated cloud APIs. As you can see, as we're hitting continue and next, we're submitting quote data into Policy Center.
So going back to our agility team and product lifecycle. Now, let's say that Future State used Guidewire Explorer to monitor the performance of the product, and they need to modify it. What's next?
So cue screen on the right. In the APD app, we can quickly add the rental reimbursement coverage to attract more customers, provide some technical details, and hit save.
And this is why the product externalization has been critical. This change will flow through the rest of the cloud platform.
Indeed, that's the value of APD as a source of truth for the insurance product.
Now, Connie will do a quick sync with Policy Center to get the rental coverage replicated into Policy Center.
This is enhancing the Policy Center data model and regenerating the cloud APIs. Now, going back to our Quote Jutro app, so Connie's going to do a quick refresh. A developer would usually restart their app locally or redeploy it on GWCP. Once we've refreshed this application, we're going to go through this wizard again, select the same values, and hopefully we'll see that rental reimbursement coverage show up.
Ta-da. And wow,
There it
it is.
Oh, I see you've improvised the description. Sid, I hope this works. It did work.
Yeah, it's always a little bit stressful to do live demo at Connection. So starting with Flaine, the APD coverage change didn't just update the Policy Center, but also flowed out into the old Jutro app. And this is why we believe the Jutro platform combined with Insurance Suite will be a game changer in the insurance product lifecycle.
So now we can complete the flow and actually quote the policy. So here we've got a quote. In the real world, rating would have to be enhanced to include this new rental coverage that we added, but we're going to skip that for this demo.
So let's jump back to the right screen and look at the quote.
So the same policy that we have there, we have it in Policy Center now.
So but now, last step, let's navigate down and see if the coverage is correctly reflected in Policy Center.
So we go into the submission that we just created for that policy. There was a vehicle created, and we can see their rental reimbursement coverage that was selected for the policy.
This is great. So this is the power of a product-driven development experience.
So now a business analyst can introduce product model changes continuously while in development. They can be more iterative with APD and Jutro.
And more effectively react to market needs with product changes after going live. Insurance can rapidly build, deploy, and update digital experience for any user.
With Flaine, APD app is generally available, and the Jutro digital platform is early access.
Now, to learn more, we launched a complete new developer.guidewire.com website. It contains a bunch of information to learn how to use all those new capabilities and the platform.
So it includes one-click access to cloud APIs, integration framework guides, and the APD app guide.
But since you're all here at Connection, you should take advantage of our breakout session and join Sid in some of his breakout.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all of you at the breakout sessions. Thank you, Diego.
Thank you, Sid. Now, let's shift the focus back on the application section. As mentioned before, Flaine release is the richest for new application capability. But before jumping into that, let's walk through the new capability. Let's cover what has been our application mantra from the very beginning. We wanted a code-less configuration, reducing the amount of code needed to define a product. We wanted to make Insurance Suite natively digital, not digital as an afterthought implementation. And last but not least, we wanted to infuse the entire application with analytics to enhance our business application capability. You will be able to map a lot of those imperatives in Flaine capability. I cannot cover all of capability today. I will cover a few, but most important, we will give you a couple of more demos. And so here is a subset of what I will cover, and I want to start with claims. So as mentioned by Mike before, with the Jutro digital platform, we're driving modularity and component reusability to enable faster application development with app template and micro frontend. With Flaine, we are introducing the FNOL frontend and the FNOL template. FNOL app template include a predefined question set, fully customizable, pre-integrated with Claim Center to quickly enable you to build an FNOL runtime app with the separation of design and application logic, embeddable in multiple applications. Now, once again, I would like to show you all this, how it works in Flaine. To do that, let's reverse the role. Connie, please join me on stage.
So excited to show you what we're all building. So from the same Jutro app admin screen that Sid showed you earlier, this time we're going to pull out the auto physical damage FNOL template. This contains a predefined flow that can jumpstart your claims digital experience, build your micro front end, which you can fully customize.
Why did we choose the FNOL as the first app template?
Yeah, so a lot of our insurers, it costs them about $2.5 million to build out that personal auto digital FNOL. We want to make it faster, better, and more cost-effective.
Basically, this was the perfect app use case, the perfect first app use case. Here we have pre-created the out-of-the-box micro front end. Let's launch it.
Yeah, so what you're seeing is the unstyled out-of-the-box flow. It contains the most common questions that an insurer would take in when taking in an auto claim. So we'll go through the first few questions.
Since this was created as an embeddable micro front end, let's see the same app run embedded in a full-service website that Future State has built out.
Yeah, so here you go. Future State website, it is a Jutro app, and since that micro front end is embedded in it, it dynamically inherits that style from the parent app.
But again, since it's a micro front end, what if I want to embed this in another application with a completely different look and feel?
Yeah, that's a common use case. So imagine Future State wants to leverage a new distribution channel, and it's called Future Mutual.
But this time, let's say that Future Mutual is not built on Jutro. It's built on a completely different non-Jutro application.
Yeah, so on the center screen, what you'll see here is a new micro front end, which looks totally different. But functionally, it is the same flow.
Very interesting. So if the shell app is Jutro, we can effectively inherit the style. But if we want to embed the micro front end in a different app, not Jutro-based, we can define a unique style.
Yeah, to get this micro front end styled, Future Mutual would have worked with their designers to define the tokens for font, buttons, and background color to match that existing website.
So now, continuing with the theme of agility and lifecycle, I know everybody at this point will ask, what if I want to add a new question to improve user experience or claim efficiency? And I guess you might have guessed the answer is going to be APD. We are working hard to expand this capability of the APD into claims.
So we prepared a video of what's in development right now. You're looking at a familiar APD screen, but this time it's about claims. So you're seeing questions about the vehicle incident. And this is where Claim Center houses all the data about damage to a vehicle. We'll add a new question, is your vehicle safe to drive? We'll tag it for the FNL template, and we'll save it.
So similar to what we showed before, we will sync this with Claim Center. And once again, just for clarity, this feature for APD we're working on. This is not part of Flaine. There is a lot of debate if we can push it to the G release or the way after, so stay tuned.
Yeah, so when it's available, you would also redeploy your FNL app, and you can see that question right here, is your vehicle safe to drive?
So will this change be available in both Future State and Future Mutual at the same time?
Yeah, so that's the power of micro front ends, which are reusable building blocks across multiple experiences.
So we have two digital experiences running on top of the same Claim Center instance. Can I submit the claim on both websites, from both websites at the same time?
Yeah, you can. So because the FNL template comes with cloud APIs to connect to Claim Center.
Can you show us it? Here we go.
OK, so on the right screen, Sid is bringing up Claim Center, and he'll search for that claim number. And here's the claim that we just filed.
Great. We demoed building a new FNOL experience starting from an app template, fast deployment, quick styling, combining with flexible embedding. Again, this is the Jutro DNA of reusability and modularity.
Yep, that's right, Diego. So the application team really loves building on the Jutro platform. The FNL application template is available as early access in Flaine. And to learn us, please join us at our breakout session or come visit me at the claims booth.
Thanks a lot, Connie.
Thanks, everyone.
While staying on the claim topic, a year ago we introduced Autopilot for claims automation. And we made it available under our early access program. This was an opportunity for us to get feedback. We learned two things. Number one, our vision was spot on. A lot of our customers validated our direction. But we underestimated a little bit the complexity of the working end. We needed a highly configurable workflow. We needed Claim Center capable to modify claim processes more flexibly, making those like building blocks, like Lego building blocks. Lastly, we needed a more efficient integration system to send and receive data. The recent introduction of the integration gateway solved one of those problems. With Flaine, we're launching autopilot workflow service still in early access. We believe this will address the remaining gaps. These include a new digital workflow designer using BPM modeling standard, and also include building process monitoring. The next 3 features are the result of the efficiency of cloud standardization for application. Many of our self-managed customers through the year implemented Solar, but this typically incurred in IT complexity and operational cost. With Flaine, we standardized this configuration and made it available in a simple way to all our customers. Similarly, we have standardized high-volume quoting configuration, or what we traditionally call HVQ. HVQ helps you to access additional potential customer without performance penalty. It allows you to scale from tens to 100 millions of quotes per year, provide additional scalability and robustness to meet this high-volume challenge. Lastly, with Flaine, the new submission intake will become GA. This enables automated accord form submission into Policy Center. Advanced OCR technology saves times and reduces error. I'm sure this will be widely adopted. Next, I want to pivot back to one of the slides from Mike's presentation. We believe Community Power Predict will make Insurance Suite much smarter. Today, we're introducing Community Power Claims Subrogation for Claim Center. This leverages pre-built predictive level score for collision subrogation likelihood and streamline potential exposure to the subrogation team. Predict has been part of Insurance Suite for a few years now. This is the first time we're launching a Predict model based on cooperative data, and we're very excited about the potential going forward. Next, since we integrated with Hazard Hub with Insurance Suite, we accelerate and scale underwriting workflow. Hazard Hub enabled to write more and more business. Now, this will become also integrated with Insurance Now. Last part of our application section, I cannot close this without talking about analytics. And so I want to start to talk about Explore. Explore has been a critical differentiator of our cloud solution since the very beginning. It offers near real-time streaming data, instant operation inside, 18 dashboards for claims and underwriting analysis. With Flaine, we are launching a new version powered by ThoughtSpot, and we believe this will make it even better. In this new version, we are adding automatic alert search, driven analytics dashboard, and analytic insight powered by machine learning. And now to take a look at that, I asked Tom, product manager of the analytics team, to help me out and kind of navigate the application. Welcome, Tom. So before we jump into the demo, let me walk through the use case. As an insurance business analyst, I want to keep a pulse on a new product offering, monitor their performance. So I already set an alert based on the opportunity to bind rate to personal auto. And I want to receive alert if it dips below 30%. So here it is below 20%. I follow up that 28, and I jump into the application. So now I'm in submission conversion dashboard, one of the 16 out-of-the-box dashboard available in Guidewire Cloud. And as you can see, if I can navigate back to home, I can see the remaining 16. But let's go back to the submission dashboard where my entire scenario started. So as you can see, this is a good month. We have increased the number of submissions. We are 687, it's going up. But at the same time, our binding rate is going down to 28%. So now in this scenario, let's imagine that you want to drill down. And let's imagine you don't have the data structure available. Traditionally, what you will have done, you will have go back to a technical analysis so that they can dig into the data and get back to you with a few new views, which can take time. But now, with the new Explorer, I can get that context myself, dynamically, without waiting. As an example, let's click Search and start analyzing. The only thing that you need is knowledge of the data. That's why Tom is here. I can do the search by, for example, count underwriting issue by new business flag. New business flag is like an indicator if this is a renewal or if this is a net new policy. And this, as Tom is typing, you could see that the Explorer canvassing the data to guide you toward the relevant insight, just like Google. So this first search doesn't really tell me much besides, as I said, 2/3 of those are new business. So let's remove new business flag and try underwriting issue description. And here we go. The coverage term outside of authority looks like it's blocking many policy buying. So I like the very intuitive way that you can canvas the table. You can also add sorting instruction in the text field. As you can see now, it just entered the sorting instruction, and the table is being recanvassed based on that instruction. But now let's continue with the investigation and go down one level deeper. And to further filter by underwriting issue type, you can see he's right-clicking. Again, he knows the data, and boom. It looks like the issue is happening with collision deductible. So maybe we're missing some coverage term for our product definition. From here, the demo can be infinite. You can continue to drill down, but Explorer now include machine learning guidance pre-baked in the system. Hotspot called this Spot IQ. I can click on the underwriting issue type, choose the type of recommendation, and in the background, Explorer will automatically detect the main driver for me and provide me a few recommendations. Let's wait that this happen. And as we said, it's a live demo. And here we go. As you can see, one of them indicated that one of my top-tier captive agents, in this case, Armstrong Premier, is responsible for most of the submission that have this deductible issue. So after discussing with Armstrong, I might have learned that if we offered a collision deductible of $250 or less, we could increase the bind rate. So at this point, we could go back to APD and make a product change, and Explorer will dynamically update the data so that you can quickly measure the impact of the change. So Sid, let's come back. No, I'm joking, don't worry. Let's roll a video instead of one of our customers that is using all this capability today.
Real-time changes to policies. You really can't imagine the power of going from this used to take days to this takes seconds.
In the past, we had some times where we were spending months doing upgrades, where now we did it in days. When you're spending months, you're not innovating. You're not gaining efficiency.
Prior to working with APD and Guidewire, little projects would take me 1 to 2 years. Using APD, I was able to do 5 whole products. It was great.
I had a change request that came in. I presented that to the Policy Center team, and they came back with their estimate. It was about 20 hours. I took that to the team who doesn't use APD. They came back of 200 hours.
Prior to Explorer, the process to get actionable insights out of our data would have taken at least a month. With Explorer and Data Studio, the dashboard takes minutes to create.
Guidewire will allow us to implement new lines quicker, implement new ideas faster, so faster's better.
So if you want to join them and use all this new capability of the platform today, just, as I said, learn more on our breakout session. We will be happy to tell you more. Last, let's finally get into the last section of my presentation. This slide is a little bit forward-looking. As you could see, there is a digital experience as part of content. Digital experience will become available the more we mature our Jutro platform. As of today, most of our content is under the Guidewire Go. We categorize this in 3 types: product line, market specific, and solution. With Flaine, we're adding new capability in each category. APD and product externalization as being the critical enabler. So I go back continuously to APD, but APD was the critical enabler behind Guidewire Go. Today, we have 45 Go products, out of which 28 are US product and 17 are international. Second, let's shift to our market-specific content. In Elysian, we significantly expanded our London market capability. Now, with Flaine, we deliver even more. Now, insurer can manage policy across the entire life cycle. In addition to new business, we support cancellation, midterm endorsement, reinstatement, as well as full-term rewrite. And also help accelerate claim settlement by allowing both Lloyd's and company market to be handled in a single system. Next, Guidewire solution content. Guidewire solution content is designed to help you to take advantage of emerging market opportunity and do it fast. We started by delivering usage-based insurance in Cortina release, followed by micro-BOP, and embedded insurance. Today with Flaine, we have two new solution packages, Excess and Surplus and Retention. Guidewire Excess and Surplus, or ES solution, content makes it easy to design products that provide flexibility in the type of risk they cover. Our solution for retention brings together everything you need to keep the customer you have and grow your business. This is another example on how we value and we can unlock by turning your core system of record into a system of insight. And this brings me to the end of the presentation. I hope that by now you understand why Flaine is our release yet. We have many breakout sessions, and again, I encourage all of you to participate in them and learn all the great things. And don't forget, Garmisch is behind the corner. It's coming fast. But now, let's go back to Flaine. The more capability we introduce, the better we can support use cases. To show an example on how what is achievable today on the platform, nobody's better than our energy chief evangelist strategist, Laura Drabik. Welcome, Laura.